What if I told you there's a simple method you can use right now to lose up to 72 pounds of stubborn fat, feel more energized, lower your blood sugar, supercharge your immune system, protect your heart, slow down the aging process, and much more? Would you be interested? And if you're wondering, it has nothing to do with fad weight loss drugs like Ozempic, which do nothing more than help curb your appetite. This groundbreaking discovery is 10 times more powerful. You see, scientists discovered a hidden switch deep within our body that, once switched on, unlocks your body's full fat burning potential. It will not only help curb your appetite so that you can eat less, it will also supercharge the cells in your metabolism, turning them into incredibly efficient fat-burning furnaces that melts fat away like you were 20 years old again and keeps melting the fat away even when you sleep. Not only will it help you feel less hungry and supercharge your metabolism, but it will also help lower your inflammation, which is one of the leading causes of weight gain and type 2 diabetes. It does all of these things and more. It doesn't require a prescription from your doctor. You don't have to have some painful injection like you do with Ozempic. It's all natural with no reported side effects, way more effective at melting fat off your body. And unlike Ozempic, you can do this for free. This incredible discovery has already changed the lives of thousands of people, with more being impacted every day. We receive hundreds of emails from people all over the world, just like Kathy's, who are absolutely overjoyed that they finally found something that helped them get rid of their dangerous belly fat and create a body that they love. Now, I know you may be rolling your eyes right now, but please, before you dismiss this as some other gimmick, I want to be very clear. Let me explain why. You see, this is not some kind of quick fix diet that may let you lose a few pounds, only to regain them plus more as soon as you stop it or slip up for a few days. It has nothing to do with intermittent fasting, counting calories, or eliminating foods you love. It's not based on some mysterious superfood found only in some African jungle that solves all your weight issues. It doesn't involve special workouts at the gym. In fact, it doesn't involve any kind of exercise at all. And last but not least, it's not some dangerous surgery or prescription injection that helps you lose weight, but comes with a slew of horrible side effects. The mind-boggling discovery that I'm about to share with you is nothing like any of those things. It's completely backed by science. And there are now more than 1,000 clinical studies from leading universities, trials and peer-reviewed scientific papers supporting this revolutionary breakthrough. Even though this insane breakthrough has been mentioned on popular podcasts and a few independent health practitioners, it has largely been ignored by mainstream media. So if you're wondering why you haven't heard about this yet, there is a disturbing yet very real reason behind that. You see, big pharma and the medical industry are multi-billion-dollar per year businesses, and they do not like anyone or anything threatening their profits. They thrive off prescribing you dangerous drugs and treating your symptoms rather than helping to heal you. They make the most money when you're fat and sick, not when you're thin and healthy. They've tried to have these results censored. They've tried to discredit the findings. They've used their influence to make sure the mainstream media doesn't talk about it. And they've even gone as far as to threaten some of the scientists involved publishing these papers. They're not happy that people from all around the world are calling it one of the most important discoveries of the 21st century because it has the power to end the obesity epidemic. So, if it's not some new drug backed by Big Pharma, risky medical procedure, or some new fad diet, what is it? Well, I'll give you a clue. It makes up almost 75% of the matter in the entire universe. It's what the core of our sun and the stars are made up of, and allows the nuclear fusion process to take place, creating their immense fiery glow. It powers the rockets used to take our astronauts into outer space. It contains so much energy potential that it's even used to create nuclear bombs. Yet, it's so small that it cannot be seen by the naked eye. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is in a moment, how it can activate the hidden metabolism switch in your body, and how you can get unlimited amounts of it for free. And I'll show you the undeniable research that proves it holds the secret to enhance longevity: a fast metabolism, a supercharged immune system, and lasting vitality. But first, let me be clear. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, male or female, whether or not everything else you've tried has failed before, or if you're convinced you just have bad genes and are destined to be overweight. This will work for you, just like it did for the 120,442 happy people who have already experienced it. And you're just a few moments away from discovering the most important weight loss breakthrough in history. If you avoid looking in a mirror because of the weight you put on over the years, this is for you. If you fantasize about being able to fit into your favorite dress or pair of jeans again, but only see that dream slipping further and further away, like the disappearing shoreline when an ocean current drags you out to sea, leaving you feeling hopeless and drowning with despair, then this is for you. If you're tired of waiting for someone to simply love you for you and look past the fact that you're overweight, then this is for you. If you're sick of feeling exhausted and being held hostage by the traumatic toll of carrying all of that dangerous extra weight around, and just wish you could finally find something that works, then this is for you. At the end of the day, you can tell yourself lies like, the dad bod is in style, or 20 pounds overweight isn't that big of a deal. And if I wear this dark-colored baggy shirt, no one will be able to see all the jiggly fat around my stomach. You can lie to yourself, but when you step on a scale, it always tells you the cold, hard truth. You don't have to lie to yourself, and don't have to feel hopeless any longer. I know you may be skeptical, but if you watch this video to the very end, I can guarantee you that you're not only finally going to be able to melt away all that stubborn body fat, but you're also going to completely revitalize your health. And even the most skeptical person on earth will have no choice but to admit what I'm about to show you is true. You'll hear from leading nutritionists and scientists, and I'll show you 100% proof of everything I'm telling you. You'll learn how to use this discovery to activate this hidden switch within your body, anytime and anywhere you wish, to finally get the toned, slim body you've always wanted, or once had, and lost. But you need to make sure you watch this right now, while the video is still available, because they're not happy I'm sharing this info with you, and are actively trying to have it taken down. So sit back and get ready. This short video may not only change your life, it may save it too. I want you to do something for me. Close your eyes for a second and imagine what your life would be like if you finally had complete control of your health again. Just imagine what it would be like to finally fit into your jeans you kept on for all those years again, or your favorite blouse, without struggling to pull up the zipper, or feeling like you're about to burst out of it. Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and finally feeling happy and confident with the way that you look. Think about how it would feel to start getting noticed more by your spouse, significant other, or even complete strangers, getting the attention you deserve. Have you ever thought about what it would feel like to not dread going in for your annual checkup? Or what it would be like to see the look of awe on your doctor's face when he finally sees your cholesterol, blood sugar, and weight dramatically reduced? Or being able to sleep through the night and wake up feeling energized and rested? Now, I could go on, but the important thing I want you to realize is that this is not just some dream or a fantasy. You don't have to snap out of it, because you're literally moments away from discovering what 120,442 people have already experienced and changed their lives in ways they could never dream of. Unless you've been there and struggled with it yourself, many people don't realize that being overweight and unhealthy affects much more than just your body. It affects your mental health, as well as many other aspects of your life. People that are overweight are much more likely to feel depressed than those who are not. In fact, up to 43% of people who are overweight struggle with depression. I know I did before I lost the weight. Some days, it was a struggle to even get out of bed for me, and it caused me to eat even more to try to help myself feel better. It even impacts your ability to make money. Now, I know you're wondering what the heck this has to do with losing weight, but just hear me out for a second. Study after study has shown that people who are overweight have a harder time getting hired, are more likely to get laid off, get promoted, and even make less money than their thinner coworkers. Having less money or struggling to find a job, getting laid off, being unfairly passed over for a management position creates stress, which causes inflammation, a leading cause of weight gain. This just adds to the vicious cycle of weight gain, depression, stress, overeating to help give you some temporary relief. When it comes to personal and romantic relationships, it's yet another disappointing reality. When you're overweight, it has been proven that your ability to attract a mate is dramatically reduced. The quality of your relationships are diminished. It's harder to make friends. You have less sex drive as well as intimacy. And maybe the most upsetting fact is that you're more likely to die alone. Now, if someone were able to wave a magic wand and give you the chance to be thin, energetic, and healthy, wouldn't you take it in a heartbeat? Well, the good news is, you do have that choice, as difficult as that may be for you to believe right now. But I promise, by the time you're done watching this video, your entire outlook about your future is going to change in ways you could never imagine. And I'm going to show you how you can use this amazing discovery and activate the incredible fat-burning switch within you that will radically improve your body, your health, and your happiness. But before I go any further, I just want to let you know that I know exactly how it feels. I've tried dozens of diets, intermittent fasting, switching to diet soda and other low-fat foods, weird supplements, counting calories. I spent thousands of dollars on gyms, personal trainers. I even convinced my doctor to help get me a prescription for a new weight loss drug. But in the end, none of these things helped me. I'd lose a few pounds, and eventually I'd gain it right back. I dreaded going to the doctor because I knew another year had passed, and I hadn't found the motivation I needed to make exercise and diet changes. Eventually, I just assumed that this was how my body was supposed to be. It's my genetics. But I found out nothing could be further than the truth. I can tell you with 100% confidence, the fact that you're battling with your weight, your health, for the most part, it's not your fault. Now, what I'm about to tell you may upset you a little bit, because I know it upset me when I learned the facts. The truth is, we've been lied to since day one. The medical industry, the government, the pharmaceutical companies, the media, the people who are supposed to look out for our best interest, protect us, keep us safe. The people we're supposed to trust sold us out to line their pockets. For example, I'm sure you've seen this image of the food pyramid at some point, right? I was taught over and over again as a kid to follow this in order to be healthy, but it turns out that it was a complete lie. The US government hired a team of nutritionists to create a modern food pyramid based on the version Sweden used. When they finally finished it, they sent it to the US Department. Its release was stopped by the powerful lobbyists from the grain, sugar, dairy, and meat industry who demanded it be revised. The grain industry pressured them to double the recommended serving sizes and to also include white bread and crackers in the same category as whole wheat and grains. The dairy industry wanted their own category instead of mixing it in at the bottom of the pyramid like they did in Sweden. The meat industry lobbied for them to downplay lean meats. And not to be outdone, the sugar industry got them to change the wording from avoid eating to use sparingly. In an ironic twist, obesity rates climbed ever since the food pyramid became the gold standard on nutritional advice. So as you can see, it's not the US population that benefits from this, but the powerful industries featured on the food pyramid. Instead of being a guide stone for health, it turned into free advertising for those powerful industries. Now, maybe you don't really care about this because your doctor is looking after you, right? Well, would you be surprised to learn that a survey of medical schools in the US and UK published in the Journal of Human Nutrition and Dietetics found that most students receive an average of 11 hours of nutrition training throughout an entire 8 to 14-year program? Yep, that's right, 11 hours. Because the truth is, hospitals are a business. Their goal is to make money, not necessarily heal you, but rather treat you with expensive procedures and drugs. The sad truth of the matter is that when it comes down to it, your health and the health of your children takes a back seat when there's money to be made. Doctors spend years learning about pharmaceutical drugs and are bought off by Big Pharma to prescribe them, just like they were years ago by the tobacco industry when they were prescribing cigarettes for sore throats. And just because you're prescribed something by a doctor doesn't make it safe. In fact, one study published in the Journal of American Medical Association found that up to 1/3 of all drugs approved by the FDA are recalled at some point. Pretty scary, right? I'm not trying to worry you here, but I just want you to know the truth. What you've been taught about nutrition, dieting, and what you've been led to believe by the government is safe or healthy is for the most part a big fat lie. The food pyramid, diet soda, and fat-free food, magical weight loss supplements, prescription injections by your doctor, and the list goes on. So you can see, it's truly not your fault. If I wouldn't have spent months researching all of this, I would have never known any of this. And even then, I was lucky to stumble upon this incredible secret, because without it, I'm not even sure I'd be here talking to you now. And the good news is, the lies, the misinformation, the constant struggle against the weight scale you dread stepping on, the fatigue, the hopelessness, that'll end today. Because I'm about to blow the lid off one of the greatest health and fitness discoveries of all time and help you get your health back. Just like it has for 120,442 other people so far. But first, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Phil O'Connor. And yes, I was able to melt off an astounding 72 pounds of dangerous fat from around my belly, face, back, arms, and waist. Just to show you how bad my weight got out of control, I bought a pair of my old jeans so you can see how big I used to be before I discovered how to activate the hidden fat-burning switch inside my body. And it's hard for me to even look at these, because it just reminds me of the time I felt so hopelessly overweight. And to be honest, I actually ballooned up even more, and these eventually wouldn't even fit any longer. And I just wore sweatpants most of the time so I didn't have to constantly buy new jeans. But by the grace of God, I was able to finally get back into shape and change my life in ways I had only dreamed about. I want to start off by saying I'm not a doctor, celebrity, or some kind of expert. I'm just a normal guy from Midwest America who stumbled upon something that changed my life and the life of many others. And while this story is incredibly difficult to tell and is from the lowest, darkest period of my life, it led me on a path to discover the secret to completely transforming my health, my sleep, my weight, my energy, my state of mind, and so much more. It all started with a trip to Hawaii. My wife Julie and I got married there and fell in love with these magical islands, the lush green mountains, the carefree attitudes of the locals, the slower pace of life, the palm trees, and the gentle ocean breeze was more than enough for us to wish we didn't have to go back home. Although we couldn't afford to move there, we did try to go back every 3 to 5 years and stay for a short vacation. Julie and I took a stroll on the beach to watch the sunset, and then headed back to our hotel room. We had a busy day planned tomorrow. We were going on a helicopter tour of some volcanoes on the Big Island. Despite this being our third trip, we still haven't seen a volcano up close, so we were both excited. Julie was teasing me and telling me that she thought I would chicken out. We headed back to the hotel, and I kissed her goodnight and headed to bed. Little did I know that would be our last kiss. It must have been around 2 or 3 in the morning when I awoke into the sound of gasping. It was Julie. Julie, what's wrong? Are you okay? I put my ear against her chest, and she'd stopped breathing. I couldn't hear her heartbeat. I watched the life drain from her eyes. My best friend, my wife, gone in an instant. The next few days are hard to remember. I just remember bits and pieces of it as if I'm sure my brain probably blocked out a lot of the trauma. The doctors at the hospital said she died of a heart attack. How could this be? She was only 42. I remember screaming at them. As bad as this already was, there was only one thing I could think about more than losing my wife. Having to look our 6-year-old daughter Lisa in the eyes and explain to her that Mom wasn't going to be with us anymore. If it weren't for my daughter, I'm not sure I would have had the strength to carry on, and you definitely wouldn't be here today watching this video. Over the course of the next several months, it was very hard. I kept blaming myself and wondering if I could have done something to prevent this from happening. Thoughts like, if only I would have encouraged her to stick to that diet, or I wish I'd convinced her to join a gym with me before we gained all that weight. These thoughts kept me up at night. You see, Julie and I were just normal Americans, we thought. But the truth was that we had both gained much more weight than we should have. We were both overworked, overweight, and not sleeping right. But I just let it go. I just told myself, Julie loved me how I was, so why did I have to constantly count calories or spend time in the gym away from my family if I didn't have to? Now, I want to be clear. I'm not telling you this story because I want your sympathy, but I want you to understand how I discovered the weight loss switch secret that transformed my life, why I'm so motivated to share it with the world. And if only I'd known this before Julie passed away, I may have been able to save her. I know it's too late for her, but it's not too late for you if you're hearing this right now. And for me, what really set things in motion for my desperate search to lose weight and get into shape was my poor little girl Lisa. While I was making dinner for us, I heard her sobbing in her bedroom. When I rushed in there and asked what was wrong, she looked up at me and said, "Daddy, are you going to die too? Please, Daddy, I don't want to lose you." My heart broke at that moment. She was right. I was headed down the same path as my wife. And I decided then and there I had to get my health back, lose this weight, get my blood pressure and blood sugar under control at any cost. "Don't worry, sweetheart, I'm not going anywhere," I said to reassure her. I began doing everything I could to lose weight. I tried a low-carb diet. I started working out. I switched to fat-free food and diet soda. I even tried some prescription medication that everyone has been raving about. But all it did was make me feel sick. I'd do okay for a couple days, but then one slip up and it would cancel out everything I'd done. I was constantly miserable and hungry. I tried exercising, but realistically, between picking up my daughter for school, dropping her off, making dinner, I barely had any time for myself. And I was so exhausted by the time I finally had some time for myself that exercising was nearly impossible for me. I mean, I calculated I'd need to run on a treadmill for 45 minutes just to burn off one piece of pizza. I could hardly run 5 minutes, let alone 45. Next, I turned to the internet for answers, and soon found myself being bombarded with ads for some supposed new breakthrough pill made from some exotic superfruit from the Amazon jungle. Because I was desperate, time was running out, I tried it. Needless to say, they didn't work at all. And when I emailed them asking them why, and if there was any scientific research to back up their weight loss claims, they completely ignored me. I even got a prescription for that weight loss everyone was talking about. And not only did it not work for me, but it also made me feel sick. Still, I didn't want to give up. I couldn't give up for my daughter's sake. I joined Facebook groups dedicated to health and wellness, read people's weight loss journey blogs, and joined forums where people would talk about nutrition and weight loss. And then one day, something very weird happened. I got home from work on Friday after I dropped my daughter off at her grandparents' house for the weekend. I started researching ways to lose weight fast, just like I've been doing for a while now. I went to one of my favorite online discussion forums to see what new topics people were discussing today about how to shed pounds fast. I saw a post by someone with the title, "Everything You Know About Weight Loss is Wrong." It had over 100 comments on it, and it was less than a few hours old, so I knew it must be really interesting. I clicked on it and started to read through all of it. The person who posted it said they were professional nutritionists to the wealthy, celebrities, Olympic athletes, multi-millionaires, and even billionaires. "Think of me as a personal health coach that caters to the wealthy," he said. "And think of me as the Queen of England," another user wrote, poking fun at him. Then he replied to them saying, "Some of you here are making fun of me, but the joke is on you, because you may not make it another 5 years with your weight and health issues." I see so many people struggling here, and I just wanted to set the record straight on a few things. Yes, I mainly cater to the elite, and no, they would not be happy about me talking about this. But I think everyone deserves to know the truth when it comes to their health. He talked about a bunch of fad diets and prescription weight loss pills, and he pointed out why these ultimately wouldn't work and could actually be dangerous. The real truth behind all of this is that you are a commodity to the food industry, the beverage industry, and last but not least, Big Pharma. They don't care about your health. They care about profiting off you. Then someone asked, "If you know so much, then what does actually work?" He replied to their question with 2 words: hydrogen water. And before you say water is H2O, water already has hydrogen in it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about purified water that has hydrogen gas bubbled through it at a specific rate, charging the water with powerful hydrogen ions. And it's nothing like the tap or even bottled water you may drink. That's dead water, which does little more than quench your thirst. This is super water, and it's as far as you can be from normal water. See for yourself. This is what the dead water that you normally drink looks like under a microscope. And here's what hydrogen water looks like. You see that, he said? It has a 6-sided geometric shape with perfect symmetry. That's the power of the universe instilled directly into water, he said. This perfect geometric shape of the superwater allows the hydrogen ions to flow directly to your cells. It switches them into overdrive. Almost like adding a pile of dry wood to a roaring fire, forcing them to work at their full capacity. And just when he started to explain the crazy weight loss benefits of drinking this superwater, and other 30 insane amazing benefits, people started to interrupt him with comments. While some people wanted to hear more about it, others were starting with the insults and accusations again, saying he was making things up and he was a fake, posting memes like the rolling eyes, etc. So then he posted another message after that. "Okay, I know most of you won't listen to me, but this information is for the few that may. What I'm telling you is the very thing I tell my wealthy clients to drink. It may end up saving your life. You want proof that what I'm telling you is true? Here you go," he wrote. He posted tons of different URLs to scientific studies related to hydrogen water, weight loss, anti-fatigue, anti-inflammation. The list went on. And then his next message was something along the lines of, "I'd recommend you copy and paste these studies and save them on your computer, because this information is being censored all around the web. If you don't, you may hate yourself later." This really got my attention, because after losing my wife, I vowed to never have regrets again. So I copied the links to all the studies he listed, pasted them into a document on my computer. It was getting pretty late at the time, so I planned to read through them when I woke up. Something in my gut believed what he was saying. When I got up the next morning and went back to the internet forum, I saw the posts had all been removed, and his username was no longer active. That's odd, I thought. I still didn't think too much of it, however, until I pulled up the document where I copied and pasted all of the studies he mentioned. Really? All of these links were to the National Institute of Health, a government website that lists medical studies, not websites that have a virus. Then it hit me. That guy was right. They were actually trying to scare me away from reading it. But once I realized that, I actually got excited, because that meant he must have been telling the truth. Now this is the part you've been waiting for. I'm about to blow your mind when I show you what I discovered, and I'm going to show you proof of what I'm telling you is indeed true. So I spent the entire weekend just reading everything I could about hydrogen water, and my jaw just about hit the floor when I researched the medical studies surrounding it. I confirmed everything he was saying about hydrogen water, and more. To really understand how hydrogen helps you, you need to understand why you have the problems you do in the first place. You see, almost every health problem, including obesity, starts at the cellular level. There are cells that control your metabolism, your vision, your hearing, your immune system cells, your muscles, your brain, and the list goes on. Your cells get damaged over time from toxins in our body and oxidative stress. This prevents your cells from getting the hydration and nutrients they need to work properly and being able to perform their function. It can slow them down over time, or worse yet, destroy those cells. This is why fad diets don't really work, and the weight comes right back as soon as you stop the diet, or slip up even for a couple of days. Because they don't address your ability to burn fat at the cellular level. If the cells that control your metabolism are damaged and can't convert the food you consume to energy, it converts them into fat and stores them in your body. If you're not addressing the problem at the cellular level, you're just treating the problem, not solving it. Almost like trying to empty the water out of a sinking ship with a small sand bucket. So you can try a low-carb diet all you want, but it's not going to solve the root issue you have. Your metabolism is not working the way it should be. It's broken. However, the hydrogen molecule is the smallest molecule in existence, and when it's bubbled through the water, it's able to pass directly through the cell walls of every organ in your body. Increasing the hydrogen in your cells allows more nutrients and hydration to enter them, and loads them up with hydrogen ions, which are naturally the most powerful antioxidants in existence. It's like turning a small dirt road and turning it into an 8-lane superhighway for your cells that lets hydration and nutrients flow to your cells at a lightning-fast rate. This activates a hidden switch in your body that turns your cells and your metabolism into incredibly efficient fat-burning furnaces, supercharging them the same way hydrogen powers the sun with nuclear fusion on a cosmic scale. This allows your metabolism to melt fat off you faster than the hot sun melts ice cream on a hot summer's day, 2 to 4 times faster than normal, burning fat even while you sleep. It even helps protect and permanently reverse cellular damage to your metabolism by up to 42%. It's perfectly safe, incredible for your body, and non-toxic. It's actually way better than prescription weight loss drugs at helping you melt the pounds off quickly too. One study I found conducted in Japan, where this stuff has been popular for a while now, showed that hydrogen water led to incredible overall weight loss, as well as reduced liver fat by boosting metabolism rates. Another study I came across demonstrated how it reduced cholesterol by nearly 33% on average, lowered blood pressure while also helping them lose weight. Another way that hydrogen can help you lose weight is by improving your digestive system. This may sound weird at first. If you're not able to absorb the nutrients as efficiently as you should when you digest your food, you still feel, you guessed it, hungry. I also found some interesting research by someone named Dr. Prolongo, a world-famous author who dedicated his life to finding new solutions to pain and weight loss. He found the effects of drinking hydrogen water actually increase in effectiveness the older we are. The older you are, the more damaged your cells are, and the larger the impact you'll notice by drinking hydrogen water. One of his 50-year-old patients, Melissa Donovan, lost an outstanding 47 pounds of flab around her belly, waist, arms, and behind by simply drinking 1 glass of hydrogen water per day. So we've seen that drinking hydrogen water can help melt away unwanted fat by improving your digestion, as well as supercharging your metabolism. But there is one other thing that it does. Yes, that's right, a trifecta of weight loss effects, right at your fingertips, simply by drinking great-tasting, perfectly safe hydrogen water. A double-blind study I read online showed that when you flood your body with antioxidants, inflammation in your body, which causes weight gain, can drop by as much as 71%. So it boosts your metabolism, helps you burn fat while you sleep, stops you from feeling hungry all the time, and reduces inflammation, which causes weight gain, plus repairs and protects your cells. Now, real quick, I know people toss around antioxidants a lot, but just to give you a quick example of why antioxidants are so important for your body, here's what oxidation does to a steel car. Now think, if it can do that to steel, just imagine what it does to your body. Thankfully, hydrogen water is one of the most powerful antioxidants there is. You can see how powerful it is with a basic experiment you do at home. Take 3 fresh slices of an apple, leave out 1 in the open, 1 in a glass of tap water, and 1 in hydrogen water for 6 hours. You'll see the apple in the hydrogen water has 0 oxidation damage compared to the other slices. In fact, just drinking 1.5 liters of hydrogen water will give you as much antioxidants as eating 756 bananas or 516 apples. Just based on the weight loss properties of hydrogen water alone, it's already amazing enough. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because hydrogen water may help support healthy inflammation levels and boost antioxidants. It has a variety of amazing effects. According to several studies, it also can help increase exercise performance, increase stamina, and reduce fatigue by reducing lactic acid buildup in your muscles. That's right, run faster, get tired less, recover faster. I'm sure this is a top reason why pro athletes and Olympians love it. As if these findings weren't one of the most amazing discoveries of our time already, hydrogen has another property that also affects another organ in your body, your brain. Hydrogen is so small, it's able to cross the blood-brain barrier and interact directly with the cells in your brain. It's been shown to help reduce the oxidative stress on brain cells and help support your memory and learning abilities, which is especially important as we age. Notice everything I'm telling you here, I'm showing you proof. Many people, including myself, also notice that they simply feel better, happier, worry less, more motivated, and have a generally better mood when they're drinking hydrogen water. And again, there is scientific evidence supporting this. Also, no one actually likes to look older, right? The number one cause of fine lines and wrinkles is cellular damage to the cells in your skin, caused by UV radiation. UV radiation generates those pesky free radicals, aka oxidation. Well, what if I told you there was a study out of Japan that showed hydrogen water significantly reduced wrinkles and fine lines in the test subjects by applying the water directly to their skin? Not only that, but it also stimulated collagen synthesis to help with saggy, droopy skin. Do you think celebrities just never age? Or do you think they're privy to information that most people don't know about, like hydrogen water? I'd be willing to bet they know stuff that we do not. Until now, that is. There's no reason to pay skincare companies that prey on desperate people hundreds of dollars for creams when hydrogen water is scientifically proven to be just as effective, or even more effective. And the best part is, I'm going to show you how you can generate your own hydrogen water anywhere for free. Now again, there are literally over 1,000 studies talking about the amazing properties of hydrogen water, and I've just covered some of the benefits. It also helps enhance your immune system, so you get sick less often. It helps you support your hearing. It helps you protect your eyesight. It helps with allergy symptoms, and it even resonates at the same frequency as your pineal gland, which can help elevate your consciousness and spirituality. The physical, mental, and even spiritual benefits are off the charts. If you're like me, you probably think it's crazy that this is not all over the news. I was actually getting angry toward the end of the weekend, realizing that this information was being suppressed from everyday people like you and I. But I was glad I finally found the solution to my problems. I just needed to figure out how to get it. I thought about it all day. The only thing I could think of was to somehow get a license to purchase hydrogen and set up a lab in my house. But realistically, I just didn't have the money or the knowledge to do that. I decided to take a break from worrying about my situation for a bit, have some dinner, and then watch my favorite TV show. In this episode, the main character Larry decides to open a coffee shop next door to his rival, who also owns a coffee shop. He's trying to think of ways that he can make his shop better, so he can steal all the customers away from his rival. While most of his ideas are meant to be stupid and funny, one of them caught my attention. It was a coffee cup that had a built-in heater in it, so it would always keep the coffee warm. Suddenly, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. What if there was a way to create hydrogen directly in your cup, or water bottle for that matter, I thought. I remember a science experiment when I was in high school that let us create hydrogen gas using electricity and water. You never need to worry about fancy lab equipment, expensive licenses, storage, if you could just create the hydrogen on demand in your water bottle, whenever you wanted it. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Could it actually be possible? I knew just the person to talk to about it, my father-in-law, John. Julie's dad happened to be a chemistry professor, but on top of that, was always coming up with inventions and tinkering with things. He'd be the perfect person to talk to. Later on that day, I stopped by John's house after work and told him about my idea. I spent a few hours showing him all of the research surrounding hydrogen water. And I'll admit, at first he was a bit skeptical. But by the time we went through all the studies, he couldn't believe his eyes. He said the same thing I said. How have I never heard of this? This is the discovery of the century. I just laughed and told him, that's a topic for another day. I asked if he thought my idea would be possible, and he thought for a few seconds and said, I think so. Yes, I've got a couple of ideas we can try. But if I do this and it works, you have to promise me one thing, he said. You have to share this with the world. For Julie. This could literally save the lives of thousands of people worldwide. I instantly agreed. I knew Julie was smiling down on us right now. I took the next week off of work to help him work on the prototype design in the machine shop he'd set up in the garage. I wanted something sleek, portable, easy to carry around. We decided to construct the bottle from stainless steel and food-grade temperature-resistant borosilicate glass. The last thing I'd want is to use some cheap plastic or low-quality glass and have chemicals leaching into the water. Then we added slip-resistant silicone rubber to the base of it to help it from sliding around or falling over. Next came the hard part. How were we going to create the hydrogen in the bottle? John had a colleague at the university he was friends with that told him about a special technology that allows you to create 99.99% pure medical-grade hydrogen while filtering out all of the byproducts. It used thin platinum-coated titanium plates with an electrical current flowing through it in order to create the maximum amount of unlimited pure hydrogen. It was pure genius. After a few more tweaks, we had the first working prototype. We added some water to the bottle and then held our breath. It was the moment of truth. Suddenly, I saw some bubbles start to rise from the bottom, and then more. And then it was the floods of glorious hydrogen flowing directly into the bottle. We did it, but he wasn't done yet. Let me make a few more adjustments. I have an idea. We need to make sure the hydrogen switches the cells into overdrive. We created another bottle with these modifications. To my astonishment, it was putting out more than double the amount as the first bottle. Take a look for yourself. We were both in awe. We decided to call the invention the hydrogen switch, since it switches your cells into overdrive. When I tasted the water, it tasted silky smooth and clean. The only way I can describe it is like water, but better. We created a few sample bottles, one for John, myself, and a couple extra. We plan to put them to the test and see if it really worked and how we felt. Come Monday, I headed out to work like I did every Monday. When I was at a traffic light, I decided to open up the bottle and try it. I kept drinking the hydrogen water throughout the day, and after 3 or 4 days, I had almost forgotten I was doing it because I was so busy. By the time Friday got here, I noticed something. Usually by the time Friday got here, I was exhausted from the week and could barely get out of bed to make it to work on time. But this time, I woke up before my alarm even went off, and I felt different. I was wide awake, fully alert, clear-headed, and the most amazing thing was, I felt great. No aches or discomfort, and I felt completely rested. And then, later that day, I noticed something else that was strange. Usually after I have lunch, I feel exhausted. Sometimes I take a quick nap in my car during my lunch break, but this time I was buzzing with energy, focused, clear-headed. The weight was coming off much faster than before. I felt incredibly optimistic, happy, and for the first time in control of my body and my future. I still hadn't put 2 and 2 together until I went to my annual checkup with my doctor after work that day. When I stepped on the scale, I noticed that I had lost 3 pounds since I started the week. It finally dawned on me that this had to be because of the hydrogen water. The doctor was proud that I was taking steps to change my diet and exercise, and I told him that the hydrogen water had helped me find new energy and motivation for my goals. My doctor looked at me and smiled and said, "Keep up the good work." Little did he know, I hadn't done anything different besides start drinking the hydrogen water. My diet was pretty much the same, and we'd already completed building the deck, so I wasn't getting a whole lot of exercise compared to the prior week. Later that weekend, my blood work came back from my doctor's visit, and it showed me that my cholesterol went down, and so did my blood sugar. I was ecstatic. I wasn't going to have to go to those pre-diabetes drugs after all. The next few weeks marked a huge turning point in my life. I ended up losing the weight I needed for my job. I kept losing more until I lost a whopping 72 pounds of life-wrecking fat. I even got promoted at my company. I guess I caught the eye of upper management. Everyone noticed my drastic weight cut and was congratulating me. And I wasn't the only one feeling this way. John had been drinking it daily as well, and he couldn't stop talking about how amazing he felt. He also ended up shedding over 25 pounds of fat around his stomach area. His cholesterol and blood pressure also normalized as well. Looking back now, I can't even comprehend how I was going through life the way I was, carrying around all that extra weight, feeling terrible all the time, tired, unhappy, getting sick constantly. So if that's how you feel right now, trust me, I understand. After a bit more time went by, we kept making bottles for our friends and John's colleagues at the university. And that's how it all started. And from there, people just kept wanting more and more. Eventually, the personal nutritionist for Dana White, Gary Brecka, caught wind of hydrogen water. And if you don't know, Dana White is the president of the largest professional fight organization in the world, the UFC. Gary got Dana White to start drinking hydrogen water. And now, he swears by it and brings it with him almost everywhere he goes. Incredible, right? After starting out in my father-in-law's garage building our first hydrogen switch bottle, we now have a warehouse and ship thousands of these worldwide. And now, I'm proud to present to you the hydrogen switch. It's slim, it's sleek, it fits in the cup holder of your car, and it's the gateway to your complete health makeover. You'll be able to create unlimited 99.9% pure medical-grade hydrogen with nothing more than water, and using it couldn't be more simple. Simply add water to it, leaving about a 1/2 inch gap at the top, screw the cap back on, and then push the button. You'll see hydrogen bubbles start rising at an optimum rate to help activate the hydrogen switch within your body, and a blue LED light to let you know that it's active. After about 2 minutes, it will switch off, and it's ready to drink. We've made it super convenient to use also. It comes with a built-in rechargeable battery, pre-charged and ready to go as soon as it arrives at your doorstep, along with a charging cable. It's durable, high quality, made of stainless steel and crack-resistant borosilicate glass. Plus, it's a great conversation starter. I can't tell you how many people I've met just by bringing my hydrogen switch with me whenever I go out. But listen, it's not about how cool it is or how convenient it is. It's about how it will change your life. Hydrogen water is the only water I drink. And now you'll be able to create unlimited amounts of hydrogen water for yourself and your family too. It's better than tap water. It's better than any fancy bottled water, which is usually just tap water littered with cancer-causing plastic nanoparticles anyway. It is the best water you can put into your body. I drink it, my daughter drinks it, and even my dog drinks it. I water my plants with it to help them grow more. I use it when I'm cooking food to enhance the health benefits of whatever I'm cooking. I wash my face with it to help smooth out the fine lines and wrinkles. Heck, if I could, I would bathe in hydrogen water if I had enough of it. I've lost an outstanding 72 pounds of unwanted fat by doing nothing more than drinking hydrogen water from the Hydrogen Switch. And I'm not alone. It's changed the lives of over 120,442 people so far too. It's the only thing in existence that is able to help melt fat away, starting at the cellular level, using this threefold approach. 1. Improve your nutrition absorption in your digestive tract, helping you to feel less hungry. 2. Enhance and repair the cells that control your metabolism, turning them into a raging fat-burning furnace that incinerates fat, even while you sleep. 3. Reduces inflammation by up to 71%, which is a leading culprit of weight gain. And again, there are over 1,000 peer-reviewed scientific papers talking about all the other benefits as well. Anti-aging, improved sleep, improved mood, reduced brain fog, lower cholesterol, better stamina, endurance, libido, and much, much more. And it's all right at your fingertips with a Hydrogen Switch. What would this be worth to you? To finally feel good, look good, and be in control of your body. To have energy like you did when you were in your 20s. And to turn back the hands of time of aging. Many people would pay anything to be able to have this. But I'm not doing this to make money. If I was, I would have sold my business already to the many companies offering to buy out my entire inventory in the business itself. I'm doing this to help people. I lost my wife because we were clueless when it came to our health and constantly misled. And I don't want others to experience the pain my daughter and I went through. So I'm not charging $1,000 for this, even though it would still be well worth it. I'm not even charging $250, the price you pay for a couple of shirts and a pair of jeans. We want to make sure that everyone can afford one of these, because everyone deserves to have one. So we decided to give it to you for the price you see below. It's basically enough to cover the cost of the materials used to build them, the warehouse we use to produce them, and running this website. On top of that, we'll also include our 33 Shocking Health Hacks guide that will show you simple but relatively unknown things you can do from the comfort of your own home. To help with everything from weight loss to joint pain, you'll be shocked at number 7. I know I was when I read it. Normally, we sell these for $39, but it's yours free if you order today. And if you buy 2 or more bottles, not only will you get a discount, but you'll also get a home water purification device that contains activated carbon and other filtration layers. It will help filter out things like heavy metal, sediment, chlorine, and bacteria, leaving you with fresh, pure drinking water. And that's what you want to start with when you're drinking hydrogen water. So I can't recommend this simple filtration device that attaches to any faucet in your house highly enough. Valued at $29.99, we'll include it absolutely free. And if you buy 3 bottles, you'll receive everything just mentioned, plus an even deeper discount and free shipping as well. I'd really recommend getting 3 bottles, just to have extra in case something happens to yours. Not to mention, they make incredible gifts for friends and family members. The parts needed to create the Hydrogen Switch are difficult to source. And on top of that, Big Pharma is constantly trying to get these removed from the market. So who knows how much longer you'll even be able to buy them. If you're still on the fence, let me make it easy for you. Try it out with zero risk. We offer a full 90-day, no-question-asked, complete money-back guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. There are no hidden fees or subscriptions. We treat your privacy with the highest respect. Your information will never be sold and is completely confidential. We accept all major credit cards, and we even accept PayPal. Once you place your order, you'll receive a tracking number so you can see where your shipment is at all times. You'll also have direct access to my personal email, so feel free to send me any questions you have about the Hydrogen Switch, or anything else for that matter. I'd love to hear from you and see how your life begins to change. So you have a choice to make, and I've tried to make it as easy for you as possible. You've heard from scientists, leading health experts, people who have experienced it firsthand, and have seen more than a dozen scientific papers talking about how incredible hydrogen water is. You can continue down the path you're on, trying to force yourself to give up the foods you love, exercise for hours, or try the newest fad diet that has no real science behind it. And eventually, your weight, your cholesterol, and your health will ultimately give out on you, just like it did to my wife Julie, devastating those around you and who care about you. Or you can literally just push a button and drink pure, safe hydrogen water. which has more than 1,000 scientific papers saying it works. You've listened to me for this long, so I know you'll make the right choice. And I promise I'll be there every step of the way to help you. So click the Add to Cart button and experience the fuel that powers the universe for yourself. And I'll see you on the other side. Here's to the new you and your new future.